Here's the amazing thing about this, and listen, it's frustrating because it's so petty and stupid that it's almost unfair to Scherzer because you're not wrong. Others are doing this. Hell, Domingo Germán just went through this last weekend at the stadium.
Yep, and got away with it.
And he got away with it. Now, was it in his glove? Was it as sticky as Scherzer's hands? I don't know. Did they come out with some sticky meter device that perfectly evaluates the level of stickiness? The answer is no. Has anybody been able to uncover or untap the ratio of sweat to rosin to alcohol to water? The answer is no. All that stuff, really, at the end of the day, is stupid. I agree with you. But here's the big issue. He's doing it because he knows he doesn't have the same stuff.
Oh, come on.
That's all that matters. Nothing else matters.
Well, hold on. So, first of all, pitchers have been using sticky stuff for decades, probably centuries, if you want to really think about it. There's someone who was always looking for an advantage, probably back in 1912. Look, if I chew this piece of gum and, loogie it a little bit and stick it on my finger, hey, guess what? The ball is sticky now. I got so much more spin control, even though they probably weren't even talking about spin rate and all those things back then. But you know what I mean? I can cut my curveball just a little bit better.
Well, the spinner was legal. Spinner was legal for a long time.
This has been going on forever.
Yeah.
And even though they changed the rules, guys are still edging the legality of what you can put on a baseball.
Yep.
Because I hear Scherzer talking about this, and he's over-explaining it. I'm just kind of like, shut up, dude, man. This is your appeal right now. Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop talking, both to the umpire, Cuzzy, but then also to the media after the game. I'm like, dude, just stop talking. You're going to give away your secret. Max Scherzer is trying to get an advantage, just like every hitter is trying to get some kind of advantage. Every other manager is trying to get some kind of advantage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody is doing this, and Max Scherzer just got caught. He got caught because he had an umpire who was likely listening to the other team's manager, Dave Roberts, and there is a history there. We'll detail it in time. But there's a history between Max Scherzer and Dave Roberts. The skip of the Dodgers is leaning over to the umpire, Cuzzy, and saying, "Hey, you know what? Max is doing. He's got this little thing going in his hand. Check his hand. He checks him 4 times. You know what? Maybe he's not. Look at his glove. It's got to be in his glove. Like, check him over. It might be in his belt, right? Who knows? He might go in the dugout in the break and be scratching his unit, and he's got some stuff down there, right? That's what this felt like to me. I'm serious. This is like silly.
No, it was absolutely an attack on Scherzer by Dave Roberts. And when you get checked before the inning,
yes,
obviously something has gone awry, and that's when he got the boot. Not to blame him for getting pissed. And yeah, I think he was almost overselling it. All right, buddy. Now you sound as if we can't believe you. Now you can't leave. Now you's lying because now you landed on thick. The kids, my children's lives. I swear to God. All right, take it easy, buddy. Chill. I don't even care that he stuck a little more stickiness on there. I don't care. It's the pursuit of an edge, which, to your point, and this is where you and I certainly agree, you do what you got to do. You push the boundaries and you push the parameters, just like hitters have done forever with pine tar and other things. I get it. I don't care about that. I never have and I never will. I don't think he should be suspended 10 games. That's what it says. He'll appeal. Maybe it gets shaved down to 5. He'll miss 1 start instead of 2. That is not the issue. The issue to me is that Max Scherzer goes out there now and within his own competitive mind, his own existence, his own being, he's saying to himself, I'm not quite the same guy.
No,
and by the way, the numbers back that up. Okay? Going back to the end of last year, going back to the year before when he couldn't finish up with the Dodgers because he was hurt. And I think that he's searching for a little more than somebody like Domingo Germán or everybody else that looks for a little tack to get a few extra revolutions per minute. I'm not mad at him, but the problem is this is a Mets issue. This is not necessarily – I don't even care what the league, the amount of tack, Dave Roberts trying to stick it to his – whatever. If Max Scherzer ain't right, Mets ain't winning anything.
This is true, but Max Scherzer was right for the early part of this game. He pitched 3 innings.
Well, because
strikeouts.
He went extra heavy on the tag.
I mean, whatever. He's doing what he has to do in order to be a quality pitcher. And he's probably been doing it his whole career to some extent, just as everybody in Major League Baseball has been doing it to some extent. But you don't take away from how good he has been or can be this season. I think his injuries were starting to catch up. Let's not forget, he's 38. In June, he'll be 39. So it's his year 39th season. You just don't have the same kind of, bounce back that you used to have. And so, yeah, of course he's trying to find every edge. And if he's going to claim it's sweat on a 68-degree perfect day out in Los Angeles and 12-11 start, then you know what? It was sweat. He sweats a lot, so I guess I got to believe him. He's just trying to find his edge, and he's towing the line of cheating. But I think everybody's doing that. And so to me, this feels like it was a vendetta or it was a target, like a sting operation to get
they found the
Max
heroin.
Scherzer.
They found the coke.
Yeah, exactly.
They found the
it.
drugs.
And now he tried to talk his way out of it. Oh, it's just sugar.
Yeah.
Maybe it's salt. Maybe some flour mixed in there as well. He tried to talk his way out of it, and they just weren't having it because the other team skip, Dave Roberts, had to have been pushing this forward because he got checked a lot in 3 innings.
Yeah, it was 4 times.
No, before and after innings. So he has a gripe, and I don't think he's going to get suspended for 10 games. I think whatever the appeal is going to turn out to be, maybe it'll be 2 and not miss a start, but who knows? And that's really just a monetary thing.
Yep.
Because obviously he's only going to miss 2 starts, even if he is suspended 10 games. So it's not even about that. It's about the money, and he doesn't care about that either. So there'll be some compromise.
You got to care about your reputation a little bit. You got to care about your reputation a little bit. Yes, I mean, I certainly would.
Do you?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, if we found out that Max Scherzer or Garrett Cole or any of these guys were using some kind of sticky substance, are we going to now look and say, no, well, that invalidates your, sub?
No, I mean, it's
it's
not like pumping PEDs into your veins, but I think for some it might provide a different level of evaluation. Yeah, I think it would. Listen. You and I are pretty much saying the same thing about the depth of cheating. There's various levels and layers and tiers to it. This is fairly benign.
Oh, it is.
And there's no doubt. I'm not overreacting to that. I don't even care that he did it. But when you get pinched, I want to now we're going to have a different discussion, and I want to know why you went. Now, you can say other guys have a little extra something. That's fine. Do they have it in their glove? I mean, do they have it to the point where they tell you to wash your hands 3 times and change your glove?
Yeah.
And they still feel compelled to throw you out of the game.
I just feel like
the answer is no.
I feel like it can get transferred to your glove. You have it on your hand a little bit, or it's on the ball. You stick it in the glove. It can transfer to the glove. But I think the real issue, this law, this rule has been on the books for 4 years now.
3.
Right? 3 years now.
Yep, 3 years they've had to do this.
And it's interesting because this is the first time that we're talking about it as a objective measuring tool.
And that's a problem.
Right.
That's never a good thing.
If it's subjective, then me as the umpire can be like, all right, I'm throwing you out. It just feels sticky to me. What level of sticky? I don't know. It just feels too sticky.
Can't determine.
It's the stickiest substance I've ever felt.
Which is what he said after the game,
exactly
by the way.
What he said.
Phil Cousins.
Right? So if it's subjective, then there's no equity here. There's no way it can be equitable across.
No, it's a massive problem for baseball. It can't be subjective.
The challenge, though,
but you can't make it objective,
exactly,
unless some scientist develops the sticky meter.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
There's no way to make this objective, which means there's no way to make it fair.
Yeah.
Which means that every guy like Scherzer or whoever, Herman or whoever, should win every appeal. Because there's no way you can prove that I cheated to the point where it was, I don't know, a 0.5% sticky coefficient.
I know.
Right? There's no way you can actually prove.
But if there's not, it's going to be reduced, but he's going to be suspended for a game because if he's not, then it's completely toothless, and now you do whatever you want.
It invalidates the rule.
It completely, you just get rid of it. Then it doesn't exist at that point.
Yeah, that's right.
Because if he has 10 games wiped out, the next guy that gets the boot's going to say, what the hell are you suspending me for? You let Scherzer pitch. You took his glove.
Mm-hmm.
No, so this is where baseball gets in its own way. And, again, that's not even my main concern. I think he's a little aware that his stuff is diminished. And, by the way, there's no shame in being diminished. You're 39. 877-337-6666. So, to me, that's the story. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair. Remind you that you always get the guaranteed best prices on name tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. All right, let's start hitting the horn here, Teak. First up, AJ Port Jeff. What's cooking, AJ?
Tiki, Tierney, how you doing?
We're good, man. What's up, AJ?
Hey, buddy.
How you guys doing, man?
Very well, thanks.
Tierney,
Yeah.
Tierney, with all due respect, I think that's a lazy take that he's juicing up on the stuff to compensate for diminished stuff. I mean, I say that only because there's been 3 times pitchers have been ejected since the check started. Guess who the umpire was for all 3 times?
Because he's known to be very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that,
Uh-huh.
but he washed his hands between innings in front of an MLB official and used alcohol.
Yep.
It was an outwardly hit on Scherzer for whatever reason that they were going after.
Yeah, but hold on. Now, you're not saying it was a Major League Baseball hit. You're saying it's a Dave Roberts hit, which is one thing. But then Major League Baseball, you're basically saying if it's a hit from Roberts, by extension, that Major League Baseball is complicit, and they're siding with Roberts, and they have an agenda, which is ludicrous.
No, I think I think it's a Phil Cuzzy. I think Phil Cuzzy is a maniac, to be honest with you. I don't even, I'm not even believing
He's got a vendetta against Max Scherzer? Come on.
He's got something going on. Tierney, how is it that he's the only umpire and the guy washed his hands and he still gets ejected in front of an MLB official? How is that?
I know, and that is the that's definitely the protocol for those who don't know.
Because he's a
Thanks for
narcissist.
the call,
That's
AJ.
why. Because Phil Cuzzy wants to hear his name in the media.
Yeah, but there's other umpires, by the way, who
I'm joking. I'm being facetious. But.
Yeah, I got you. But this is what are we talking about here?
He said this is the stickiest substance I've ever seen.
Well, did you choose not to? So you think that's an embellishment? I mean, Phil Cuzzy, maybe he is a bit of a narcissist, but he could be a narcissist and also be in the middle of something that's a little unique.
I mean,
why can't both be true?
Here's the main question: do you believe Max Scherzer?
No,
you don't believe Max Scherzer.
No, I don't.
You don't believe Max Scherzer when he was saying, "I washed my hands, I put alcohol."
I do believe that part.
I did it in front of an MLB. Whatever official.
Well, that's the protocol. So that part I absolutely believe because unless the Major League Baseball official's on the take as well. So of course he's not.
So he literally does this.
Yes,
and
I believe.
And then walks right out onto the field with a new glove.
Correct.
And it's still the stickiest substance I've ever felt.
There's the remnants of stickiness. I'll give you a good example. Now it's not the same product, but all right. So a lot of the kids on our team, they wear the eye black. They make the crosses. They do this. They make the face paint when they're all right.
Brooklyn had it on yesterday going to cheer. I'm like, what?
Face paint?
Yes.
Eye black?
I'm like, what the heck are you doing?
Oh, listen. Even if you're in a 1-for-15 slump, you got to put the eye black on. You look like a ball player. I love it. Good girl, Brooklyn. Even though she's not playing ball like that, I get it. She's doing cheer.
I guess she was jumping outside on the trampoline.
Yeah,
so
listen.
She didn't need the glare on her eyes. She's doing backflips.
You can't have the vision obscured when you're doing a backflip. No, but even. So, like, we'll play a game, we'll come home, and we'll wipe the eye black off, right? And it won't always come off. And they'll take a shower, and there'll still be a little trace, a little remnant. Now, it's not sticky, but it's visible.
Yeah.
So, yes, of course, I know that Max Scherzer literally washed his hands because that's Major League Baseball's protocol. Do I think that there was still some stickiness from
whatever was there?
The heavy, deep level of stickiness that he proactively put wherever he put it? Yeah,
rosin and sweat.
Yes.
Rosin and sweat.
Yeah.
Is rosin and sweat that sticky?
It could be. I mean, yeah, it actually is. It definitely provides some tack, and I just think that he knew what he was doing, and I'm not even mad at him. But let's not be foolish here. Mike is on Staten Island. Mikey.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
What's up, dude?
The thing I find absolutely ridiculous is how this somehow gets spun into a Scherzer doing this because he's losing it. I don't know. What if you're a young pitcher in Pittsburgh who has an ordinary career going, and then all of a sudden you decide to use spider tack? I mean, is that because and turns your career around? Does this mean everybody, all of it? But when it comes to Scherzer, all of a sudden this is he's losing it. But yet everybody, people use spider tack. I don't know if Cuzzy ever felt that, but that's pretty sticky too. I mean, to spin it into that he is losing and he's desperate. That's why he's using rosin and sweat. It's absolutely another typical, silly take. that smells a little anti-men.
There we go. That's incorporate Garrett Cole making a Yankee Met thing because God forbid the almighty Max Scherzer decided I'm not quite the same guy that I used to be. I got to search for a little extra push. Like the 60-year-old guy taking the blue pill. You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do.
By the way, everybody else is doing it as well.
Yeah, well,
they just don't have Phil Cuzzy.
Could I weigh in for 1
Jesus.
second?
Yeah,
Because I think I'm
you.
the residential Mets fan in this room right now between the four of us.
Yeah. Okay.
You are so right, BT. I am
come
nervous.
on. Wow.
I am nervous about Scherzer.
Whoa.
The downward spiral has begun, my friend.
I have
don't know
questions
where
about
we're
Scherzer,
at.
but I'm not nervous about Max Scherzer. I think as long as his back /
If he can't cheat, what is he going to do?
oblique, everybody does this.
Yeah, but he got caught now. He can't do it anymore.
Well, everybody does this. They get checked. Oh, okay, we know what. Wash your hands. You'll be fine. Armand just did this a week ago. They're
And
like,
he knows-
that's the stickiest thing.
Well,
oh, wait,
and
no,
it
you're
came
good.
off, and they satisfied the umps because they didn't have as much as Scherzer.
I don't know. Maybe his body physiology is different.
Yes.
Max Scherzer, he sweats profusely.
Yeah, he's like Spider-Man, and something emits from his skin.
I don't know.
and it
Maybe he had onions and I don't know molasses for lunch, and it just comes out of his skin and makes
Jalapenos.
it sticky.
Yeah, the old snot ball.
I'm
You can
being,
start doing that next, Scherzer.
I'm being ridiculous on
Hatui,
purpose
The Iron
this
Sheik
is,
ball.
because this is ridiculous.
Oh, stop making excuses.
I'm
The
not
guy's a
making
cheater.
excuses.
The worst thing is, here's the crazy part. He got treated more harshly by some criminals in our country.
That's true.
I mean, think about that.
That's true.
I mean, the guy was embarrassed. He was interrogated. You may as well cuff him. But we got crazy lunatic hardened criminals getting away with everything. Listen, now I do have a gripe a little bit with Hoff, though. Because the one time you agree with me, you say 9 words. Every other time you disagree, you rant and rave like an unhinged maniac.
Well, I don't really want to get too crazy about this because it's so early, but I'm very concerned. I will say that. And you're on my
Okay,
side, so I don't have
okay.
to fight you on this.
Okay.
We're in agreement.
Yeah, where's that energy the other way?
I'll hit hammer Tiki later on.
Good.
We got a whole 4 hours. Can't do it out of the gate.
We're just starting. That's right. 877-337-6666. We are Tiki and Tierney. Again, nothing wrong with trying to get the edge. I told Tiki a couple times when I'm playing golf, not that it helps, I take a big swab or slob or whatever of Vaseline. I put it on the head of my driver. Why? Because I heard you get 3, 4, 5 more yards out of it. You do what you got to do. I'm not mad at you. But I do it because I know the ball's not going far. And Scherzer's doing it because he's a little worried.